Welcome to Driving Immersion. This is the immersive racing experience. Studio 397's Le Mans Ultimate is the best detailed simulation of the World Endurance Championship. This is a continuation of our full 24 hours of Le Mans series. We will be racing in Le Mans Ultimate using as much of its simulation factors to be as close to the racing as possible. We drive from the cockpit using a Fanatec CSL DD Plus wheel and load cell pedal set, without any assists except for what exists in the car. There are collisions and damage, tire wear, and fuel use, including virtual energy. There's plenty of racing to come. Click on subscribe now so that you don't miss out on any of it. If you're just catching up, we're getting ready for our 17th stint of this 24-hour race, and you can see here that we have 13% on the most worn tire, which is the front left, and we're going to change these tires out and get a new set. Same staggered configuration with mediums in the front and softs in the rear. We're going to keep our fuel and virtual energy the same, and there is no damage to repair this time around. You can see once in a while from the cockpit that the fender is a little bit crumpled right there on the right, and a little bit of smudge there on the left, but it didn't require any fixing to do during the pit stop. So,
and it is now lap 198 of a projected 390 based on the time.
So tires on fuel, 52 seconds altogether, and we are going to come out ahead of second place Nicolas Lapierre in the Alpine, also with his teammate in third place.
So we have 55 seconds on the Lapierre in the one of the two Alpines that are left on track is number 36. We may come out racing with him in just a little bit.
So again, 198 laps into the race, there are 3 hypercars left, 1 Toyota and 2 Alpines. And right now we are projecting 391 laps for 24 hours, so the race is going fast so far.
Very cold tires. Oh, looks like a GT3 did have a spin there.
And this 17th stint is happening in very early morning here at Le Mans, just before sunrise. This is the number 36 Alpine as he crosses the start-finish line. You got to see the number 8 exit the pits, and the number 8 should be arriving through Tetra Rouge by now. And that is the difference in time on the lap. The Toyota and the Alpine here are on the same lap. Coming in through the Dunlap Bridge. This is the third place Alpine, just crossing the start-finish line now, coming into the Dunlop S's,
well, we
and
have
eventually the bridge.
But
he is a lap down.
We are not going to try to save fuel, but if we have to come in early.
That is the first place LMP2 of Oliver Jarvis. You can see there that he just slid into the wall, and I believe that was Arnage. Going down the field, having a look at the remainder LMP2s in the race. Once again, unfortunate for the Le Mans Ultimate software that it does not show the driver of the car as we go back and forth in the replay mode. Well, it will show the driver and car information, but it does not show any live timing as they are circling the track. So it's completely useless.
Alpine at second place will have to come in just a couple of laps if he is going to remain in the race. He will run out of fuel.
Back with the number 8. As we enter the Porsche S's now. So once again, that is on the left side of your screen, the leaderboard as produced by SimHub. And right now it is showing the time between first, second, and then once you get to third, it just shows that you are one lap down along with the rest of the other cars. And you can see here that right now there are 14 LMP2s left in the race. And I believe there are about 12 GT3s. And once again, only 3 hypercars. Once again, very early in the morning as it is 5 a.m. The sky is certainly still pretty dark, but we anticipate daylight sometime soon. And we are riding here with the number 8 Toyota. Very dark straight on as we come into the Mulsanne corner right here. And here we are with the number 36 driving through the LMP2s. And that is a Ferrari just ahead of him. So Nicolas Lapierre a little cautious there as we come into Tetra Rouge, and the LMP2 gets back around and heads out down the straight. But the Alpine here will overtake the LMP2 as they reach their top speeds. Obviously the LMP2 faster or slower down the main straight, but through the braking zones it can be just as fast as the hypercar. There we see just around the LMP2 now into the first chicane of the Mulsanne Straight. So right now we are watching the number 36. We are expecting him to come into the pits, hopefully to refuel. As we can see, we don't want to see any other cars running out of fuel, at least none of the hypercars, as there are only 3 left. And the past few stints has had the Alpine come in within 2 or 3 laps of our pit stop. And that is exactly what we are looking for right now. And that also stands for the number 35, although the number 35 may be 1 or 2 laps further back. But right now in this 24-hour race, there are only 3 hypercars left, which is kind of disappointing. The number 83 Ferrari went out on the first 2 laps, and our teammate within the first 3 stints. not a lot of racing going on. But again, we are testing the game engine to see what it will do, especially on a long distance 24-hour race. And again, if you are just catching up, what's happening is that there is a lot of attrition among the hypercars, seemingly to run out of fuel just before the entrance into pit lane, coming out of the Porsche S's. Back with the number 8, we really need to see that number 36 come in and refuel. And the number 35 refuel for that matter. LMP2 slides off the track there, coming into Indianapolis. And we thought he would come across the track, and that's why we stayed to the right.
That was a little odd.
That drove us into the gravels as well. But no damage, back on track and racing. Coming around the BMW GT3. And here again is the number 36. Coming in through the back straight. He should be turning right into Indianapolis any moment now. And then we are hoping that he will come in to refuel. Here is Indianapolis.
So the number 36 has stopped already.
Lap 3:38.98.
This is number 35. Again, throughout the race, very hard to distinguish between the 36 and the 35. Numbering as the font that they use makes it very difficult to tell. Again, there is a leaderboard available straight out of Le Mans Ultimate, but it does not keep time as it does here in the Sim Hub leaderboard. This is the number 35 stopping. And again, that is the entrance in the pit lane that he is. 2 wheels are on the entrance in the pit lane. 2 wheels on the entrance in the pit lane, and he is not going to make it. The race is done for the number 35 Alpine. And right now we can't tell if it was due to damage or mechanical failure. We suspect that it's going to be running out of fuel as he is just at the entrance of pit lane. So 2 hypercars left. Very disappointing once again. Seems like there is a singular program that takes out, or singular code that takes out the competition here to simulate attrition. But right now it's certainly very, very overactive here at the 24 Hours of Le Mans in Le Mans Ultimate. Hopefully that code is variable, as we don't want this to happen in any other races.
With the track map.
Certainly not in a 24-hour race.
That we are hit with an arrow instead of the 1. Oh. I took the bait by the LMP2.
So that is the number 8 off into the gravel.
Oh, the number 35 is out of the race.
Yes, right now the standings show he is out.
And something definitely in the programming that needs to be adjusted or next, if this is the case, the other Alpine will bow out on the next stint, leaving us with no other hypercars in the field.
Yeah, so right now I don't know if anywhere else the LMU game or race engine has been tested to this level. 24-hour race. Just to see what it will do with the competition as far as attrition or damage or mechanical failures. And that also includes the variable of running out of fuel. I can tell you right now we have not had a flat. We have run a set of the soft tires down to 0%, in which case there is no grip at all, even if you are driving 50 miles an hour. So in the future, if you are going to race a set of tires to 0 or below 20%, they will degrade very quickly. And once you reach 0, they will have no grip whatsoever.
941.08.
Crossing the start-finish line once again. You can see our time here is a 3:37. Not a very fast time at all, but again, these are under race conditions. And on a lot of these laps, we are trying to conserve virtual energy, and that will certainly add time to the lap. So here another comment on the virtual energy. We have tried to increase the stint by at least one lap, and that's all you can do here at Le Mans, as the lap is very long. So far, saving fuel has had very little effect on virtual energy. So when the purple lights come on the dash, you will lift off the throttle, and we have saved virtual energy, but not enough to extend the stint another lap. I suppose the savings there will help you make it to 12 laps, but that's all you can get is 12 laps on a full tank with 100% virtual energy. So again, that may be something that requires fixing here at Le Mans Ultimate. I think if we are given the option to get an extra lap in during the stint, it should work. The highest surplus of virtual energy that we've come in after 12 laps is about 4.4%. Now that is about a half a lap around the track here. But again, it's not going to get you to 13 laps on a single stint. Back to the number 8, we are continuing on with this 24-hour race just to see if there are any possible mechanical failures that could certainly affect your race here on a 24-hour long race. Again, we have had no flats, we've had no transmission problems, we've had no overheating problems, although there are temperature readings and so on with the brakes, the coolant, and so on. I believe the brake discs in the rear are down to 99% after 12 hours. So again, that may be something to address, as It's common to replace brake discs and brake pads during the race here at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Again, just to add more variables and more reality, I guess. Passing by one of the Lexus RCs. Both cars continue to be in the race. I believe right now in the GT3s there is a Mustang, the number 77, that is at the lead. Taking two wheels off the track here down the Mulsanne Straight. Trying to read through the data on the lower left of your screen. Now this HUD is actually very informative. What you're looking at here is the timing in between the cars that are currently on the track ahead of you and behind you, so that you know who's ahead, who's behind. 3 ahead, 3 behind. Also gives the classification of the car, the name of the driver. So we briefly got a yellow there, so this LMP2 just ahead of us may have an off-road event, or may have slowed down through the turn. Wheel to wheel here as we come into the Mulsanne corner, and it's very tricky here as it is very hard braking, and so you think you are going to brake a lot later than the car you are trying to pass, and it will turn out that you don't have enough brake to make the turn. And this happened now second time in a row. And the reality is that the LMP2 that you are trying to pass has just about as good braking as you do the hypercar. Again, the great difference between the LMP2s and the hypercars are their top speed. Obviously, the hypercars, some of them have four-wheel drive and a hybrid energy. But when it comes to braking and turning, the LMP2s are just as fast. Watching the number 36 here. And quickly look at the side. You can see the two red lights indicating that he is in second place. There are actually three there that can be illuminated based on where they are, if they're 1, 2, or 3. And at the time of the launch of the Alpine, which was a few months back now, maybe a year. Oh, a big spin here for the 36. Out into the gravel. Let's see where he is. Didn't hit anything. Oh, that looks like the left. That looks like the right turn just before Indianapolis. No, that is the second chicane on the Mulsanne Straight. Second chicane. The number 8, 114 seconds ahead of the number 36. Second place car of Nicolas Lapierre. You can kind of see them on the map on the upper right. The number 8 is just about to come into the first chicane, while Nicolas Lapierre is just about to go into Indianapolis. So a lot of time and space in between the two cars.
See, it's a little bit overcast. cars to race with.
Yes, just looking further out, you can see that the sky is starting to lighten. And you can see just a little hint of cloud formations. So it may be overcast once the sun comes out. So right now it looks like a nice slow transition as far as lighting. Again, it is just about 5:30 in the morning, and that is just about sunrise in most parts of the world. Entrance to the right. This is our 7th lap of the stint, and we will complete it once we cross the start-finish line here, which also means we begin the 8th lap.
That time was a 3:38.46.
And once again, right now we are only available, we can only get 12 laps out of a single stint. The best that we've done as far as saving virtual energy is get 4.4% after 12 laps. And you will get that once you come into the pits and cross the start-finish line while in the pit lane. If you don't come into the pits, you will run out of virtual energy and you will face a 100-second stop and go. And 100 seconds is a very long time to sit there. And if that 100-second penalty happens to befall you at the end of your stint and you may be marginal on fuel, you cannot refuel the vehicle while you are paying that 100-second stop and go. Which means that you will run out of fuel once you come out and you will not make it around. So right now in Le Mans Ultimate, virtual energy is the limiting factor. Obviously you'll also have to have tires and fuel, but as intended, the virtual energy is going to make cars come in and equalize their efficiency. Coming into the Mulsanne corner with the number 8. Again, very hard braking.
So, the Mulsanne corner faces west, judging by the face east, and sunset occurs. We are driving the sun right here, so that's just about accurate.
That is Arnage. As we exit out, there is an LMP2 just ahead of us. Again, we cannot use the leaderboard that exists within Le Mans Ultimate as it is not clean, meaning that the
Time remaining 11 hours.
controls also show during the replay. And at the same time, there is no timing that is recorded available. The order that you see for the leaderboard once the stint race is over is based on the car's finishing. So in the end, the leaderboard does not show where the car is in relation to the other cars. It just shows where they finished. And on the track, as we are going around here, it will not change its position. So I believe the leaderboard for Le Mans Ultimate is only intended for broadcast.
Did have a spin out there earlier.
During a live race through an external
24-hour
computer
race.
or unit. And right now the leaderboard that is available through SimHub is recorded and cannot be modified or changed, so we can't scroll through there and look at the other cars and drivers as they circle the track. That's why we can't see the timing for the GT3s after P1, 2, or 3. And if we had a full accompaniment here of the hypercars, we wouldn't be able to see the timing of the LMP2s as you see here.
So right there you are looking at a big problem in this game. Only 2 hypercars left.
So in order for us to be happy with rebroadcasting a replay of our race here at Driving Immersion, we need that leaderboard to be live and recorded through Le Mans Ultimate and replayed with timing as it occurs, again, so that it is live. The other thing that we require here at Le Mans Ultimate is head tracking and eye tracking. Virtual reality is already available for this game. However, there has been no development or steps taken towards head tracking, which allows the driver in the cockpit to be able to look left, right, up or down, as a driver normally would going around the track. So when we are in the cockpit looking at the steering wheel, basically our POV is static. It does allow a little bit of looking into the turn, but that is all done by software and not by the driver, and is very limited. Doesn't allow you to look out of the mirror on the outside of the vehicle. Now you can use your look left and right, but that is not the same as being able to turn your head. So the look left and right are actually designated on our steering wheel, but it's very hardly used. One, the mirrors are not very helpful, and 2, once we are in a turn, the ability to look further into the turn is skewed, because when you look right, it looks all the way to the right and not in any other angle in between. So again, very complicated, but we need head tracking and eye tracking here at Le Mans Ultimate. It's already been done in R-Factor 2 and F1, and we use that very successfully in both. It's actually available also in Automobilista 2. We do have ACC and Assetto Corsa, but we don't play those games. I think we loaded up Assetto Corsa, put in 9 hours after it's been very difficult to configure, and we just gave up on it. Same thing with ACC. just too much work to configure. And at the time, we already had project cars of F1 and R Factor 2 working already. So unfortunately, we abandoned those platforms. Here again is the first chicane down the Mulsanne Straight. You can see now that the sky is lightening and there are clouds that are clearly visible. So it may end up being an overcast morning.
The timeline for this race is actually 24 hours. So the thought transition here is 1-to-1. Or it should be. This is the leading GT3. It is the number 77 Mustang. Oh, big hit there from the Mustang. I know I was a little bit slow there coming in.
So we just got hit in the back by the Mustang, very needless collision. Again, we are very slow through the Mulsanne corner, but the car should not have hit us in the back, and that is why we have limited damage set up for this 24-hour race.
That I have some damage on the front for some reason. And I was not able to fix anything when we were in pits. Somebody to the wall up there and our dash.
So a very brief look at the lower right of the screen. There is the HUD on the vehicle condition, and that little graph there with the 4 wheels and the yellow front bumper indicates that there is damage on the front bumper. But it also indicates the brake and tire temperatures, and we got to see there that we are leaning pretty heavily onto our back brakes. We do have the brake bias, as you can see there, 53% in the front. And for a normal car, that would be a lot of bias towards the back. But here on a race car where the balance is very close to 50% front and back, for most of the time, the 53% just indicates that a lot of the braking will be done with the front wheels, but not by that much. And again, if that HUD comes up again, you can see the back brakes will heat up, as well as the rear tires will heat up fairly quickly during the hard braking. And that is because they are not fully vented as the front ones are, being in the front. So again, when you are setting up the car with the venting for the brakes, you want to make sure that the rear brakes also get adequate air. At the same time, you want to make sure that the front brakes, which are in the front, which commonly get air, are not overcooled, so you might want to close a little bit of the venting because you want to keep some of the temperature on those brake discs and pads for the next time you apply the brakes, because you don't want them to cool down, especially on this long straight like this or in the back straight. So you want them to maintain just a little bit of temperature. And again, for the back brakes, you want to make sure that they're vented enough so that they will cool, because they don't have any venting or cooling otherwise. sky is definitely lightening now, as it should be just about 5:30 a.m.
Lexus still on track.
We continue circle here at the Circuit de la Sarthe. You can see there that we are very light on the throttle. It may be possible that we are recalculating our strategy here and trying to decide when to come in. And having a look at the virtual energy now.
We are being called into pits after this lap.
We only have one lap left.
Yes, we will be out of virtual energy.
The green indicator at the top of your screen indicates that the pit crew is calling us in. They are ready for our pit stop when we come in.
Ready for pit stop.
We have 2.5 gallons of fuel in the car, and we are burning 1.87 per lap. Again, we are going to run out if we continue to circle after we cross the start-finish line next time around, so we are definitely coming in. Also indicated by the virtual energy, which is now 7.4%. We are using 7.9 per lap. We'll run out of both if we do not come in next time we cross the pit lane entry. And having a look here at the Alpine, see where he is on the track. This is Arnage. There is an LMP2 into the wall. GT3 coming in through, and the LMP2 comes back onto the track. Very brief look way back there. So we were having a look at the number 36 as he comes in through the Ford S's. Not time for him to come in and refuel just yet. But it will be time here for the number 8. We are short shifting and definitely lifting and coasting into the turns now, just to make sure that we have enough virtual energy when we come in. Again, we don't want that to go down to zero even once we reach the pit lane.
Forecasted for light clouds and 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Right now it is a lower track at 65 degrees.
Yes, 5:45
track
a.m.
temperature is, and it was night, so daylight. Warm it up, so it will be equal to the ambient temp. And we are coming in at the end of this lap. At 1.9% left of virtual energy, definitely enough. And then we have 1 gallons of fuel.
So again, a successful stint here, as we had no mechanical failures, no flats. We came in with just
Not a bad stint. Barely had a tire
Lap
off
3,
track.
46.8.
1.4% of virtual energy left. Again, that's just enough to come in, and we are going to refill and shoot back out.
That is the number of 14th race.
So once again,
Only
5:45 a.m. and there are 2 hypercars left in this 24-hour race.
And they will do stint. So right now, get 1% of virtual energy, or 8.8 gallons.
And that is going to do it now for the 17th stint of this 24-hour race. Thanks again for watching at Driving Immersion. And remember, for more exciting racing ahead, give us a like and click on subscribe or follow so that you don't miss out on the next race. We'll see you next time.
Here are the standings.